In this video, you're going to meet Dom. Dom is my old student from 2 years ago. Me and Dom met on Instagram August of 2022. When I met Dom, Dom was working a full 9 to 5 job, made some money on crypto, but wanted to get into Amazon. Now, 2 years later, Dom is doing it full time, no 9 to 5 job, traveling the world, was just in Tokyo for 2 weeks, just working off his laptop. So if you want to learn all about Dom's story, how he went from nothing to full-time Amazon seller traveling the world, watch this full video. So, all right, what's up, everyone? I'm here with Dom. Me and Dom know each other like for 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
And we're just going to talk about like how we met before Amazon, our journeys in Amazon, and then eventually what we're doing now. So just a little bit about me. If you don't know me, I am 22, started selling on Amazon 2.5 years ago. And within about 7 months, hit $1 million in sales. And then fast forward 2 years later, I am doing a few million a year in sales, mostly wholesale. I started with online arbitrage, transitioned to wholesale about a year ago, doing mostly wholesale, have my own warehouse here in South Florida. And yeah, so Dom, you want to say about yourself?
Yeah, appreciate you for bringing me on, bro, for the first one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm 25. My name is Dom. I'm here in San Diego, California, Southern California. If you're in the area, tap in with me. It's my IG.
Yes, sir.
But pretty much, I started 2.5 years ago, 2022 summer, right before the back to school wave. What a time to be alive back then.
Yeah, that was a great time when he started.
Dude, solid. But yeah, pretty much started up with a partner of mine, a good childhood friend. Before that, I was working 2 jobs. I've always been, since I got out of high school, I've never really wanted to pursue college. It never really like resonated with me. Kind of like the careers. I wasn't really even interested in a career, but I just didn't see that it was going to benefit me in a way that I want to like live my life for the lifestyle, or, it wasn't going to make the money that I wanted to make. So I've always been kind of entrepreneurial based. Started a few businesses right out of high school. They kind of flopped, got into crypto. This was right before I got on Amazon. At the time, I was working 2 jobs. I was kind of in and out of community college. Like I was in community college for like 4 years. I'd do a semester and then I'd drop out, and then I'd do a semester, drop out, kind of like that, kind of switching my mind up and stuff like that. So spent like 4 years of community college, realized I'm just kind of wasting my time. This wasn't really this is more like forced on like my parents and stuff like that, just like traditional education. And I was always entrepreneurial based. I always wanted to create my own income, but I didn't know what that was because I failed at multiple businesses. Like back in 2020, I was trying Shopify drop shipping. I did Airbnb when that was a thing, Airbnb arbitrage, wholesaling real estate, got into crypto, found some pretty good success in crypto. We talked about that a little bit before the call.
Yeah.
I was going to pretty much scaled up my crypto portfolio to like a couple $100,000, and then the crash came. Pretty much ended up losing my entire investment, which was my life savings, and I needed to kind of start. Needed to start from square one, basically. So it was pretty much four years of my life of just saving, grinding up, grinding up a bag to kind of invest in something. Thought that crypto was going to be the way. Then into real estate, and that ended up not happening. So I had to find a second route. So one day I was just on YouTube and we got hit with one of those ads. It might have been Instagram or YouTube, something like that.
Yeah.
And I found out about Amazon FBA, but not like what we know about Amazon FBA, but like the private label model.
Yeah, that's what everything was back then. Just straight.
Yeah, like private label was massive in 2020. I'm sure it's still pretty good right now. It's a little more complicated, but I pretty much started with that and did all the research. Like probably spent 3 months doing research. I still have like the old Google Docs that have like business plans, everything, learning PPC campaigns, how to find like different suppliers to reach out to in China and stuff like that, how to do it. And I just realized like, hey, like this is not the most beginner friendly way to get started, at least making money online, in my opinion.
No.
So then I came across somebody else on YouTube, big name, that he ended up talking about Amazon wholesale and selling brand name products like Nike, like Cetaphil, like Neutrogena, like everything that everyone buys day to day, not like creating your own brand. And you can just buy those for the low and sell them for the high on Amazon. I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm sure Michael didn't know that was a thing before.
I had no idea before I wish I knew, because I always knew people were buying these random stuff. And I was like, where's this going? And then same thing, I stumbled on YouTube about 2.5 years ago, and then the rest is history.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't know if I know it's been going on for a while, but I feel like it just got super popular within the last 2-3 years.
Yeah, before then, people weren't really posting about like
Yeah,
how it worked on YouTube. It was super like people weren't open to share about how it worked. Either you
Yeah,
knew or you
exactly.
didn't know.
You just had like a thought of like, hey, like maybe you need some certain like authorization from these brands or Amazon when that's not the case. You know what I mean? But I thought, yeah, it was all private label or like drop shipping, and I knew drop shipping wasn't really like allowed on Amazon. Pretty sure you can't even do that anymore. But it just kind of made sense. Like, hey, we're buying these brand name products that people are already wanting to buy, that I buy for myself, and we can just source them for low and sell them for a high. Like, this is like the easiest way to get started.
Yeah.
You know, I was rambling a little bit, but that's a little bit about me.
You're good. And then basically the rest is history. And then
The rest is history. Been doing it. Yeah, locked in 2 years. I think Michael started a little bit before me.
Yeah, I think you started like in August, right? And then
July 19th, 2022. I'll never forget it. It was
that was the exact day.
dude, I'll never forget like the moment I was, because I've always wanted to sell products online and get into e-com, but I didn't really resonate with like, okay, now you have to learn how to run ads. Like that's a skill.
And then I started, I think late April is when I first started diving deep into it. And then like my first product, I think, was sold in May of 2022.
May 2022. And didn't you crush it like your first, second month?
What?
Didn't you crush like 6 figures like your second?
Yeah, my first month was like 40. I think my second month was like 80. And then to July, when you started, it was like a little over 100. And then August was over 200 with back to school stuff.
Yeah, dude,
and then stayed around there for the next like 2-3 months, and then hit a 400K rolling 30 in like November, December time.
That was your first year? That was the 400K?
Yeah, 400K rolling 30. I think it was between November 20th and like December 20th. So like had the Black Friday and the Christmas rush all thrown in there.
It's the best.
It was a time to be alive.
What was the profit on those 2 months? Do you remember?
It was like 20% margin too during like the peak Christmas, like maybe even a little higher, honestly, because I was just printing on some items there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, selling the buy box on one item literally all day, like on Cyber Monday, sold like 1,000 units of it.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you telling me that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the scalability for sure. But
yeah. So I guess we'll ask like, are you still doing OA? Are you doing wholesale? What's going on nowadays?
So I'm pretty much doing all OA. I was doing a little bit of wholesale the past 6 to 12 months, and it was great and whatnot. But I just wanted to lock in on OA because I feel like I've mastered it, but I know I could push it way, way further. And plus, we're approaching the end of the year where, OA's got massive opportunity in Q4, like even RA too, like so much opportunity, and it's super easy. You just need to like put in the work. Like there's no barrier to entry like wholesale. Like wholesale, you need to have some capital, Mike, like you have to have some.
Wholesale is like not the most beginner friendly. No, definitely stay OA. I didn't get into wholesale till like a year and a half into Amazon. And even then it was still like kind of complicated to get into. It takes a lot of capital. You have to be professional. You got to know what you're talking about. Willing to hammer the phone for hours on hours every day.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, once you get it down, you get it down. It's just a big learning experience. But OA, you can scale it to several 100,000. There's people doing $1 million plus a month strictly OA. And like I was telling Dom, I've been mostly wholesale, I guess, all of this year. But we're in Q4 now. You can't sleep on OA. If you do, you're done.
The opportunity is too good to pass up on.
Yeah, so we'll be going heavy on that. I actually just earlier today got a new center like on deck for OA.
You let them know it's going to get crazy. I'm about to start.
Basically, because like I was telling Dom, I have my own warehouse here in Florida. Sales tax is like 7%, so it doesn't make sense to send OA product to the warehouse. It makes sense for wholesale since we don't pay tax on it. So I got the new prep center. It's out in Delaware, no sales tax, and they'll prep it all for me like $1 a unit, and then that's cheaper than paying the tax. Plus, I don't have to receive the product.
Exactly.
Plus, they'll also do FBM too, which is fire.
Yeah. Oh, your prep center?
Yeah, they're gonna do FBM too. It's like $1.75 a unit or something like that.
Oh, that's pretty solid. Yeah.
Don't have to do anything. Just send them the shipping labels and they'll ship it out for you.
That's what I'm saying. That's pretty much where I'm at. That's why I have no wholesale, no warehouse at the moment. I'm pretty much all OA. Like, I'll try to like take photos of shipments I'm sending out, but I'm not even like sending out shipments like that. I'm sending everything to the prep center that I have in
I mean,
Montana.
that's what's great about OA. You can do it from
Saving
anywhere.
on the sales tax. Yeah.
You just need your laptop. I mean, you were just in Japan for 2 weeks.
Dude, I was just in Japan and I was working like day to day, like still sourcing product up, checking in with the prep center. Like, we're still making sales. We're still sourcing. You know, at this point, like I've got a couple VAs that I have working for me. So
the VAs are great. I had like 3 VAs like 3 months into Amazon, and they were just they were just cooking all night. I would wake up in the morning, just have like 30, 40 leads just to go through every day.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing before this. Is just cooking
just going through the leads because like they're in the Philippines, so they're 12 hours apart in time, and then they just source all night. You wake up in the morning, you got all those nice leads ready to go. Of course, you got to train the VAs. You can't expect them to be sourcing monsters off the bat.
You have to know sourcing before you're going to train a VA to start sourcing.
The VA is only going to be as good as you are.
Dude, that's exactly. So I get a lot of people like hitting me up, or even like people that are just starting out, or people that want to scale up. Like, they're hitting me up basically saying like, hey, like, you think it's time for me to get a VA? It's like, all right, can you source this amount like a month? Are you good at OA sourcing yourself? Like, it doesn't make sense to hire someone.
You tell new sellers about your VA, and they'll be like, "Oh, I should just get a VA. I don't have to do anything."
Yeah, that's
not the case.
Yeah, when you had those 3 VAs, at least you knew how to source at that point.
Yeah, and then you should probably still be sourcing a bit too, anyway.
Always, yeah.
If you're going to find things that they don't find, and same vice versa.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, going into this Q4, Dom, what's the goals for sales? What do you think?
For sales, like all 3 months or December?
Whatever you want, all 3 months.
I'm trying to clear. My goal is like from this month to December, I'm just trying to clear 100K profit.
That's solid.
Yeah,
totally possible.
Oh yeah,
there's people who literally don't sell for 9 months out of the year. You just come back on Amazon for October through December, clear 100 grand profit, and then dip. They leave the country, go on vacation for 9 months, and they come back.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's the opportunities here. It's really hard even if you don't know much of what you're doing, it's really hard to like lose money, because everything is going to go up in price. Everything is going to sell like crazy.
Exactly. You can make some kind of bad buys, but the price is just going to go up. Most likely, assuming you didn't buy something really terrible, the price is probably going to go up.
That's what I'm saying. And then going deeper on products, like, you don't have to really worry about
exactly. Yeah, I was looking at some Keepa charts earlier on like toys and stuff, just looking what happened last year. They started going up in price, and
the stock got like pretty much taken out, like majority.
That's why it's super important to learn the basics when you start. You got to learn Keepa, learn SellerAmp, learn how to use coupons, all that stuff to give you margin on the product.
Yeah, exactly. That's all the tools that people need to know about that they have to their disposal, because the average person not knowing about those tools might see one price, but us being able to utilize like hidden coupons and then discounted gift cards, stuff like that.
Yeah. So many people to hop on like a Foot Locker website and see like a shoe for $100 and be like, that's not good. But meanwhile, like someone like you or me will hop on there and be like, oh, but I know about this coupon that gets like 20% off, and then it's profitable for us. Exactly. And also, we're not paying 10% sales tax. We're paying no sales tax.
Yeah.
That's immediately like 7% margin added to their product.
Yeah, for sure. And they might buy a small unit when we might buy, 20 to 30 or 100.
Exactly, because they don't know how to read the Keepa chart. They don't have the capital, all that stuff. So that's why it's super important at the beginning to learn the basics. And I mean, like, if you want to learn, Dom has a ton of videos on his channel, on his Instagram, I guess.
Instagram, launching the YouTube soon. It's actually this is gonna be my first video on YouTube. You post this out, Mike.
Yes, sir. Yeah, me too.
Oh, there you go.
But so how did you do last Q4? Pretty good, you would say?
Yeah, I think I did like 180 for the month, and the profit was around actually 20%, same as you, 20%. I think I cleared like 33K profit that 1 month.
Last year was your second Q4.
Yeah, it was my second Q4. Yeah, it's my second Q4.
How do you think your first Q4 differed from your second Q4?
My first Q4, I was locked in on straight OA, so like I had no OA and some RA. Like, hitting the outlets during those times are definitely worth it.
It's 100% worth it. So many people sleep on it, especially if you're new. It's an easy way to get like really good margin.
Oh, dude, for sure. It's all about like having a spend goal every month, and if you can't hit that spend goal OA, you might as well go out and do RA, because the money is there. You just have to go scan it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's also a good way to learn like the products, like
Yeah.
especially if you're like focusing on certain brands and niches. And if you're just scanning like 100, 200 products at this outlet, you learn the products. And then next time you go, you don't have to scan the same products because you know what's good, what's bad.
Exactly. You know, and if you even know like what price it needs to be at to not even
Yeah,
waste
exactly. So you're like, okay, that shoe's $70. That's not good. It needs to be at 65 for it to be profitable. Skip.
Yeah, exactly. And you could build like spreadsheets of all that. For me, I just take like mental note of it. Like I just know.
Me too, yeah. And if you
So
do it enough times, you'll just know in your head.
you'll know. Like I can go into an outlet store and like for example, a Nike or Adidas outlet. Like I know like the shoes that are profitable. I'm not going to scan everything in store. I've definitely did that in days, but I already know what's good. I've either sourced it online or I've sold it or sourced it already before I sold it. I'll know what they need to be at. I'll know the product.
Back when I did Nike, all right, I remember that was one of the first things I did when I started Amazon. I would go to the outlet and just scan I scanned like every shoe in the outlet. I had no idea what's good or bad. I had no idea. And after doing it like for 2 months, I could walk through the Nike store in like 10 minutes. Because I knew like, okay, none of this stuff's good, or like this is good, this is good, this is good.
Yep.
And then I'll just scan their good products again just to double check, make sure they're still good, of course.
Yeah, of course. But like you at least know like, okay, these are the ones that sell. A lot of people don't know that a lot of products don't sell well, even Nike products. Like there's a lot of products that don't sell well.
Yeah, especially once you start selling more and more, you kind of learn like what's a good Amazon product. Like you'll know like this product is not good for Amazon, but this product is. It's kind of just like something you learn as you go.
Yeah, you learn as you go.
A lot of people like message me saying like, hey, like sourcing is my biggest issue and like this and that. But like it's because you don't spend enough time practicing it. It's just a practice. Practice makes perfect. And I'm still learning sourcing like as I go. But like I would say
you're still
the more
always
you do it, the better you're going to be at it. If you spend an hour a day versus someone spends 5 hours a day, they're going to be way better than you.
That's what I'm saying. And like so I don't think we said like when me and you first met, but we met pretty much on IG. You know, I reached out. You're posting your numbers. I knew that you're being legit, dude. Like you were talking about this is the profit margin. This is how much I net.
Yeah, I was just dropping orange bars and posting basically everything about it.
Yeah, and you were actually being in detail. Like a lot of people can post orange bars, but not show like tell you how much.
Writing like whole paragraphs, and those posts are still there. If anyone wants to go back and look at them.
Check out his first 3-4 posts, something like that. But I respect that a lot because like in this industry, at least in online business, like there's a lot of people that don't practice what they preach out there, and like I didn't get that vibe from you. And I'm a big numbers guy. Like I see numbers, like gravitate towards it for like authenticity as well. And then I just reached out and like we kind of tapped in, and you gave me a ton of game, dude. This guy gave me
the rest was like history. Because like when Don reached out, like you can kind of know like who's about it. Yeah, like Don reached out, it's like you could tell he's about it.
Yeah, so, and then we hopped on a call.
And then we worked it out, and then like bro was cooking by like 2-3 months later.
Dude, I took everything and I just locked in. I'm like, it's really just you versus you at the end of the day. Like if you have that,
if you're willing to put in that work, that's all it is really. Because like back in the day, like when Dom like and me were talking, there was like 2 other kids I kind of hopped on calls with, and neither of them really put in the work like Dom. That's why Dom is still around.
And I was blowing up your phone. I was asking you all the questions.
He was blowing up I remember that. And that's why we still talk like two years later. Because and that's why he doesn't have a job anymore. That's why he's still cooking up on Amazon.
Yeah, that's why I don't have those 2 jobs I had.
Yeah, a lot of people say like I want to start Amazon to like make it my full-time job. It's totally possible because you see someone like here did it. I'm like in a little different situation because I was in college at the time.
Yeah,
I started.
That was your full-time job.
Yeah, I started my Amazon business as a end of my sophomore year, going into my junior year of college, and then I scaled it up well enough so that when I graduated college in May, I could do it full-time and not have to get a 9-to-5 job with my degree. Like many of my other friends, they're getting like engineering jobs, corporate banking jobs in like New York and all this different stuff. Meanwhile, I'm over here living in South Florida, just working on my business like 5 hours a day, going on runs, biking, going to the beach, just having a good time.
Having more freedom.
Yeah, having more freedom. Like if you do this, you can go to Japan for 2 weeks like Dom. Yeah. One of my business partners, he's actually going to Japan today. So like
it's fire.
You got the freedom.
We racking up the Amex points. I mean, it's all free travel. That's a benefit too.
Yeah.
And
it's totally worth it. So
Yeah, and like Mike was in school. I've worked the 9 to 5 corporate life for like it was like probably 3 years I was there. Like I'm talking about in person, like in office job, like you get your own cubicle and stuff like that. I was the youngest cat there. And everyone else had been working there for like 10, 20 years. And literally like they'll lay it out to you. Like this is what you can experience or this is what you can expect. Your yearly raises are going to be the bonuses. This is how much you could possibly move up in the company. Like this is how much they're going to make, all this stuff. And it just wasn't resonating with me like that.
Yeah. You don't want to be stuck in that cubicle for
Yeah.
the next 20 years.
Yeah. And like, even when like I was first starting, like they were nothing but 12-hour days, like every single day. Like I would just be sourcing products like all day, every day. That was my entire life. Stop doing everything. Like I cut off a lot of people. Like that's all I was doing. I didn't see my friends for an entire year. I was just locked in on trying to get this up and running. And I already knew I was going to make this my full-time job based on doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like locking in,
getting the right lock in for months. And then if you lock in on anything for like hours, months, a year, it's going to work. There's no way it won't work if you're willing to put in the time.
Yeah. And we're going to take L's. Like we've both taken L's.
Yeah, we've both taken many L's. I've taken tons of L's over the years.
That's what I'm saying.
Buy something bad, you lose money. You can't be afraid. You got to be willing to take risk. Obviously, everyone's risk tolerance is a little different. Don't buy too much of something and then go bankrupt either. You know, be smart with what you do too. And it's cool, like Dom said, like in his job, he can work up. It's like I know kids out of college, their starting salaries like $70,000, $80,000 a year. And like maybe they'll work up to like 150 in like 10, 15 years. Yep. Meanwhile, someone like us, we can make like 100,000 in like Q4. Yeah. And just like 2 months of the year, which is bananas.
That's what I'm saying.
And like I know work 40 hours a week for 12 months of the year, make 80K. Meanwhile, us 3 months, 100K. And
3 months, 100K. I know you clear, like we both clear multiple 5 figures profit every single month, probably for a while now. Like
consistently like the last 2 years. So it's crazy.
And it's just totally possible. And people need to wake up and realize like, hey, like this is an actual online business you can realistically scale up and start even with a little bit of money. Like you don't need to have a ton.
You can start with like $200-300. I mean, back when I started my business journey, like when I was like 15, just flipping shoes, I started with like $100 for my birthday. And you bought $100, $150, then to $200, and then eventually, like 6-8 years later, I'm able to clear like 10,000+, 20,000 a month in profit, which is crazy. Doing what I love to do, having the freedom,
exactly,
having a good time,
and you don't have to kick your ass to do it too. You know what I mean? Like I know you don't have to wait. Like you don't wake up in the morning like fuck, I gotta go do this.
No, like I enjoy like what I do.
My bad if you have to bleep that out.
Oh no, I don't care.
Yeah, like it's like I've never had to kick my ass to do this. This is something that I wanted to do because I knew it was going to at least bring me like a start to like the lifestyle that I want to live and like having the freedom that I didn't have years ago. And just knowing that this is like all determined on you. Like I like like a job that I would have wanted to have, like, you know, if I was interested in like 9-to-5 corporate life, would be like a sales job because at least you determine your income on sales with commission. Like this, like this business, you determine your income. Like if you want to make 2K a month, you can make 2K a month. If you want to make 20K a month, you can make 20K a month. It's all
exactly. That's why I like to tell people, if you want to treat it like a side hustle, treat it like a side hustle, you'll make $2,000 extra a month. If you want to treat it like a real business, you can do that. If you want to treat it like a multi-million-dollar corporation, you can do that as well. It's just like totally up to you how you want to do it.
Yeah, it's how bad you want it. And yeah, just like dedication, like staying consistent. Like I've always stayed consistent. Like Mike knows, like I was always reaching out. Like I was staying on top of my purchase tracker, like basically how much you have to spend every single month to get realistic sales.
Set those spend goals every month. You gotta hit it.
Yeah.
And then don't be afraid to like reach out to people on Instagram and stuff like that. Because a lot of people are just open to talk.
Yeah.
Like me and Dom are open to talk.
Yeah. You could DM any of us.
Yeah. And so I think this has been really great for everybody who's watching this. You got to see
how long are we going on here? 24 minutes?
About 24 minutes in. So I guess we'll wrap it up here.
We'll cut it.
See, like both of us, we do this full time. Yep. We're both pretty young. Dom went from the job all the way to doing it full time. Now going to Tokyo and random parts of the year for fun.
Dude, I'm gonna get on a travel wave. I might come out with the travel vlog because
Yeah,
I can still make the same money just being in
exactly. So your laptop and an internet connection.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, now I went to college and now I do this full time. So anything's possible in this world as long as you want to put in the work.
Yeah, it's and they gotta get this. Oh, this business is not for me or whatever. It's for you if you just decide it's for you. Like this business like discriminates against no one. Like, you know what I mean? No one. Like it doesn't matter. Like you just have to go out and get it and just commit to it and just know the steps. You know, and I would highly recommend you guys reach out to a coach or a mentor to get some information because that's
that was my number one thing when I started. Because like for me, I want to grow as quickly as possible. So I reached out to another big seller in the game, and then I got his mentorship. And that was the biggest thing because I was able to text him whenever I had a question, right? And he would get back to me relatively quickly, which was like, I did honestly think that would happen. And then we also hopped on Zoom calls like twice a week. And then like, he gave me a ton of documents, all this stuff. And it's like really, really insightful and helped me scale. Because probably without that, and I still give him credit to this day, without that, I wouldn't be here anymore.
Yeah.
So.
I feel the exact same way. Like that mentorship I paid for was the greatest money I've ever paid for because I wouldn't be where I'm at today without that, or it would have taken a lot longer.
Exactly. That's the thing. We want to accelerate our growth. Like me and Dom Dom text me questions, I'll respond immediately. Yeah. As long as it's not like 2 a.m.
So, but I'd still hit you up at 2 a.m.
Yeah, and I would still try my best to respond. But yeah. So guys, I hope this was helpful. You know, if anything, last thing to say, Dom, I'll just follow him for sure.
Yeah, just follow me and Mike on IG.
IG at Driven Dom. You can follow me at Michael Shenbaum. Same thing as my YouTube channel. I'll drop links for both of us in the description too.
Appreciate it.
And then, yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next video.
Let's get it.
Peace out, guys. I hope you all enjoyed learning about Dom's journey. And as you can see, anything's possible if you really need to put the time and effort into it. So if you want to learn more from me about how Dom was able to do what he did, you're more than welcome to sign up for the coaching program down below. You'll hop on a call with me. We can learn more about where you are in your business, and I can tell you more about the program and see if we're a good fit for each other. But if you also want to just learn Amazon on your own, I have a completely free Discord down below. We have a thriving community in there. Everyone's always willing to help. We do weekly calls. And also, the biggest thing, if you want to learn Amazon, I have a 10-hour free course on Amazon, starting from A to Z, Amazon arbitrage and wholesale, coming out this week. So if you want first access to that, you're going to definitely want to join the Discord down below. And I'll see you all in there.